Hi, I'm Matthew Shimalo. Welcome to Money Masterclass, where we teach you to make, manage, and multiply money. Today, I have an exciting but interesting subject: rich pretenders. Yeah, you heard me clearly. Rich pretenders. These are people who wanting to impress us and make us think they are rich. They dress a certain way, live in certain places, do certain things, assuming that is how the rich live, unknown to them that they may have been sucked in by the life of influencers. You see, you need to understand the satisfaction, true satisfaction, cannot be bought in the market. However, the poor who act as if they are rich do not know this, or if they do, they probably didn't get it right. More people look richer than they really are. They live richer than they are. They assume that riches are things you manifest and show. The poor think that the rich live big, so they try to live big. They wear expensive watches and live on vast space. That's what they think of the rich. And so a lot of people hope and dream that one day when they become rich, they will buy some expensive Rolex and live in a vast space. Unknown to them that really many times, because the wealthy are always thinking of investing, they don't live exactly that way. So the poor, number one, always wear top designer clothes. Oftentimes, when you see people who are a particular designer from top to bottom, Gucci bag, Gucci shoes, Gucci belt, Gucci this, or LV this, LV that, oftentimes it is a person who's trying to impress you that they are dressing rich and they want you to think they are rich. They go ahead also and rent houses that are above their means, struggling to pay the rent because they've got to live to make people think they are rich. And if they ever buy the house, they buy a house that is above their means. They're having to supplement to pay the mortgage. They spend more on every conceivable product and service. But what's the use carrying a $2,000 bag when you only have $20 inside it? This is pretending to be rich. But many do this. They feel that someone has to see that the cover of their phone is an LV cover, it's a Gucci phone cover. Whereas it may not even help the functionality, and they don't even realize that these names have their area of strength, the rest is just making money. The poor make choices of houses and neighborhoods which they think will impress people. Living in a house that is beyond your means will compromise your ability to save or your ability to invest. If your rent is a huge money that is more like a whole investment in itself, if you are taking the same money and put it in 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 something like S&P 500 or FTSE 100 or some kind of insurance or pension scheme that will return to you, you'll be amazed. A period in my life, I was putting something between 500 and £1,000 in some pension scheme. I did it for probably 3, 4 years. I wish I continued. Then I stopped for almost 17 years. Then suddenly, early this year, I had a shock of my life. I had come back from a trip only to be told by my wife that the 3 or 4 years of putting that 500 to 1,000 in that pension scheme has resulted in £185,000. If I want to draw it all in one go, they'll give me something like 120,000. But if I don't want to draw it in one go, it will mean I'll be getting like 500 every month until 185,000 pounds is expended. Amazing. And because I really don't need the money, my dream is to again compound that money by using it every month to put into S&P 500 in some kind of bucket investment for my grandchildren. But you see, when people are poor, they think that the wealthy have to show it. Many people who live in million dollar homes are only catching up with the Joneses. The mortgage is killing them. The rent is killing them. High income productivity should not provoke you to high spending living. In other words, if suddenly your salary changed from 50,000 pounds per annum, you got a new job and it is now 100,000 pounds per annum, what many people do is jack up their level of living and say, now I can live comfortably. I can now buy the things I didn't buy. I can now live the life I couldn't live before. Unknown to them, it probably should have been, this is my chance to invest. Still keep spending less, keep putting more in investment so that I compound my money. Because really, most of the wealthy people we see, the reason they created wealth is because they learned how to send their money to work to get it compounded. And if you can't do it in the day of £1, you can't do it in the day of 1 million. You can enjoy life to the fullest by finding fulfillment in what you do instead of you having to try to live the life of the rich and the mighty. The pursuit of such external life will make people to just wear out and become unhappy. You become such that you want to prove something. You didn't realize that the influencer whom you saw wearing those things is purely because they borrowed it. They were given by the people who sell the material to wear it for a show. So you can think that this influencer got it himself. And you didn't know that it's on rent to him. So what's the use living a rented life? You have rented clothes, you have rented this. And you know what? Some other people, if they can't make it, they fake it. If they can't make it, they fake it. So they carry a fake Gucci bag, wear fake Gucci shoes, put on fake Gucci clothes just because they want a name. And when you become the advertisement for a company, your body is an advertisement for the company. Your name is forgotten. The company you are selling all over the place becomes the one people know. So let me tell you, the rich, how do they get wealthy? What did they do? Number one, they invest. And they don't wait until they have a large sum of money. I must tell you, you'll be amazed. And that's when you meet really wealthy people, they're wearing their slippers on a typical day. They're wearing their shorts, a jeans that is stone washed, just well pressed shirt. You see them when they come to fly first class. Some of them are wearing their slippers. There's nothing impressive in the way they dressed because they're not showing off. Or if they fly business class, they fly it also because they want connection. Number two, they manage their resources well. Money is never spent, it is made to compound, it is made to be reapplied in some kind of investment. They associate also with those who believe the same thing like they do because the 5 people around you is a picture of where you are and where you're going. Then they diversify. They diversify. They don't put all their money in one thing, even in the investment. They put 20% here, they put 50% here, another 10% here, then 20% there. 20% in stocks and shares, 50% in real estate, 10% maybe in Bitcoin, if they are the Bitcoin kind, and another 20% in some other, maybe in some investment, or somebody had invented something and they bought a percentage of his company because they believed in it. Then they think differently about wealth, ensuring that they are in control. You see, when you wear all those things and live a life of pretense, someone else is in control of your life. So you may ask me, how do I swing it around? One, become finance educated, be financially literate. That's what we do at the Money Masterclass. We show, we teach people, we take them through a season where we take them from what they don't know, from what they know to what they don't know. Then have patience. Know that wealth takes time. Don't get into quick money, scams, Ponzi, double your money, lottery, lotto, all those things. If you play the lottery in the United Kingdom, what's your chance of winning? If 5 million people played, it meant your chance of winning is 1 in 5 million. 1 in 5 million. So when they roll that machine, only one person out of the 5 million. And it may not be your turn until kingdom come. What else should you do? Make more than you spend. Did you hear that? Make more than you spend. But the poor, they spend more than they make. What are you talking about? Yeah. Many poor people they are slaves of their credit card and debit card. Their salary is £3,000, but by the 16th of the month, they've already spent the £3,000. So they start using the credit card in anticipation of the month end. But suppose you were sacked before month end. One of the characteristics of the poor is that they cannot live 3 months without an income. And if you cannot live 3 months without an income, you are a poor person. Next thing to do is, like I said, make more than you spend. That was really, I'm not saying you should be a Scrooge and you're unable to eat, you're unable to drink. I'm just saying reduce your spending, put more in the future, invest. If you say, but I don't have enough money to buy a house, wherever you are and you are watching this video, there is a REITs trust. Maybe on your stock exchange, a REIT, REIT is real estate investment trust. These are companies that invest in properties, buildings, offices. So when you buy their shares, you are part of the company. Then live on less, save more. Live on less, save more. In your early days, if you earn 1,000, we've taught people before, we said 20, 50, 30. In fact, if it is possible for you to save 70 in the early days, 70% of your income, put it in investment and live on less. You don't have to prove anything to buy a car. And if you have to buy, don't buy a new one. If you have to buy a car, don't buy a new one. You'll be amazed. The car that is £40,000 this year, brand new. If you had bought the one that is 2 years old, it's £25,000. I may have not too many mileage, and it's still good. So £40,000, £25,000. And guess what? If you have such cash, if possible, don't throw it down to buy the £25,000 car. That's one time. You should use OPM, other people's money, and lease the car. Then don't wait on inheritance. Even if your father, mother have something they're going to give in the future, don't wait on it. Start creating your own wealth. So if they gave you, it was an addition. If they didn't give, you're still grateful that at least they brought you to the world. They gave you the gift of life and maybe the gift of education. Then next one, invest in real estate. Get into properties. The only estate that is real is real estate. That's Matthew Shimolo mantra. Then be a giver. Love God. Give 10% of your income. Touch other lives. It is a way to be the pipe of blessing. You see, some people are containers, some people are a conduit. Containers only contain what is their limit. Conduits, something will continue to go through them. Because you learn to give, something comes into your hand. And lastly, make smart purchases. Buy quality, but insist on something that is good, not on designer name. Buy quality. I'm not telling you to buy cheap. Get something nice. You'll be amazed. Have you ever walked Oxford Street, Bond Street, Regent Street before? You'll be surprised that the dress you saw here for $1,000. I guess there may be dresses like that. I know there are suits that are £1,000. If you walk 2 miles, you'll find the same suit, nothing different, nada. For the same suit, £300. Make smart purchases. Don't be a pretender. Don't live and act like you are rich. Let your blessings follow you. It's been me, Matthew Shoro, sharing with you, teaching you to make, manage, and multiply money. God bless you.